Yo, what's poppin'? People, your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. You know how we do. Before we get started, we got to give a shout out to you, the viewer, for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, do us a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn your post notification bell on and jump in that member section. And you know, we cannot do a video without giving a shout out to our beautiful ladies of the CU Auntie. So when you see a CU Auntie in the chat or in the comment section, make sure you hit them up and stand up and be correct. Do not be disrespectful because we will have to see you in these internet streets. And you don't want that. You know what I'm talking about. But as we move forward and we talk about the Cleveland Browns and their best quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, on how they are trying to change the narrative around Shedeur Sanders, trying to prop themselves up, all the while saying Shedeur Sanders is not ready. But I've been telling you from the beginning, since this draft, that Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback in that quarterback room. But now Kevin Stefanski's head is on the line, and the fans are starting to make noise, and the local Cleveland reporters are starting to make noise. But let's talk about it. Y'all ready? Let's go. The local Cleveland media is starting to raise suspicions around head coach Kevin Stefanski and his treatment and their process in bringing Shedeur Sanders forward. Questions surrounding the offensive play with Dillon Gabriel making his first start in London on Sunday, not looking bad, but also not looking great. And the offense looked pretty much the same as it looked with Joe Flacco. There wasn't a lot of passes downfield. There wasn't a lot of moving the team forward and the team looking 12 times better than it did. The only difference was there wasn't any turnovers. There wasn't a lot of sacks. Dillon Gabriel was sacked twice, but there wasn't any turnovers. They still only scored 17 points. And the question is being raised, what are we doing? And the local Cleveland media now is starting to see that the Cleveland Browns are trying to change the narrative on how Shedeur Sanders will be treated moving forward. And is Shedeur Sanders ready to move forward? And they're beginning to call the local Cleveland media the Browns out, and especially Kevin Stefanski on Shedeur Sanders' treatment. But on Sunday, when Dillon Gabriel played, it kind of looked the same. It wasn't exciting. Dink and dunk offense. The most exciting thing about the offense was Quinshon Judkins being the running back that we all knew he was going to be, a beast. But in order for things to get better, the quarterback play is going to have to get better. You can't rely on your defense like the Ravens did in the early 2000s to take you to the Super Bowl and win you a championship. It's not that type of defense. That defense had 3 to 4 Hall of Famers on it. This defense only has 1. But Joe Hayden was in London, and he had a lot to say about Dillon Gabriel's gameplay.
Dillon Gabriel, he completed 19 of 33 passes, but 15 of them were to running backs or tight ends. Not knocking. There was a lot of dink and dunks. Anything that he threw past 10 yards was a lot of airmail, was a lot of stuff just going, not just errant passes. So I'm not going to say my man did bad. He threw 2 touchdowns. He did not turn over the ball. He didn't play himself out of the starting position, but he could have did fucking better. Some of those damn passes over 10 yards that you threw, all them damn incompletions, hit one of them 7 routes, hit one of them fades. There was no fades, there was no post. Only time was when we had 22 damn seconds, he threw a deep dig, fucking 20-yard bump, right in the money. Where the fuck was that earlier in the game? It's organizational, which is what pisses me off. When I went over to Pittsburgh, I don't care. I just like the way that they ran their business. For me, I feel bad for the fans because I'm out here in London with 290 fans staying at the same hotel. We're having a good old time, and they just always they're so supportive of the team when they're shit.
So
Why the fuck do we keep finding a way to lose? That's the part that pisses me off.
And this is the only way your offense gets better is with Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders can provide that type of boost that their offense needs. Those veteran players in that locker room believe in Shedeur Sanders. They've seen it. They know what he can do, but they're losing faith in Kevin Stefanski and his staff because they're playing trying to be right because Dillon Gabriel is their guy. Now the Browns are feeding information to people like Ian Rappaport and others to start to change the narrative around Shedeur Sanders, to start to engage more, letting the fans know that, hey, we got him, but if y'all give us a minute, we'll get him on the field and he'll be ready to go. And the fans are not buying it. They are on Kevin Stefanski's head.
You know, I did hear about the other quarterback, and there has been a lot in the media and on social media about that other quarterback. But yes, let's talk about Shedeur Sanders, who as of right now remains the 3, which really should be no surprise. I think there are a lot of things, Tom, inside the Browns building that they like of Shedeur Sanders. His innate feel in a football game, they like his ability, they like how cool he is under pressure, certainly like his arm and the way he throws the deep ball. Just doesn't seem as of right now that he's ready to be a starting quarterback, which is okay. That is what they believed when they drafted him. It's why he didn't go in the first round. It's why he went in the 5th round. And taking your time and waiting and having him learn is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So Shedeur Sanders will remain QB3 right now and into the future. Will we get a look at him later this season? It does sound like we probably will because, again, the Browns do need to evaluate things. This is not a negative that if the team needed a quarterback to come off the bench, it would be Flacco. He has earned it. Shedeur Sanders is not there yet. You just hope he gets there, and it sounds like the Browns believe he will.
Which is the information the Browns are feeding these outside reporters is that Shedeur Sanders is still not ready, but we will see him sometime this year. Let me tell you something. You're going to see Shedeur Sanders around week 8 because Dillon Gabriel is not it. Dillon Gabriel is not it. Like I told y'all, Shedeur is the best quarterback in this quarterback room. Joe Flacco should have only played 3 games. Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur should have took over from there, but he got to 4. But Game 5 in London, Dillon Gabriel was not fantastic. And Dillon Gabriel will never be that spark that the Cleveland Browns need. Like I've told you from the beginning, Dillon Gabriel only looks good in the 2-minute offense. And just like Sunday, the best Dillon Gabriel looked in that offense was in that 2-minute drill when he drove down for the field goal. Dillon Gabriel can't run this offense. Dillon Gabriel needs a speed offense. He needs a hurry-up offense, and the Browns are not built for that. It's going to get worse, and then it's going to get better because Shedeur Sanders will enter the chat, and everything will be okay. The Browns are not ideal. They are not the best place for him to go, but it is the best place for him to show his talent and his skill. And next year, someone will be offering up picks for Shedeur Sanders, which is the best thing for the Cleveland Browns because they like taking picks. They like acquiring picks in the draft and doing absolutely nothing with them. But the local media on 92.3 The Fan, they not buying the crap that the Browns are selling to them about Shedeur Sanders. They see through the painted veil that the Cleveland Browns are trying to change the narrative on Shedeur Sanders, warming the fans up for what's to come. We've been telling you that he's not ready, but they're also telling you, look, he's getting there. We're doing our best to get him there when we know he's already there. He's ready. You just don't want to look stupid by playing him over Dylan Gabriel.
Here's the verbiage in the Ian Rappaport piece. Sources say Sanders had a discussion with team officials that his approach to the media session was a message that got lost in translation. So basically, they said, don't say a word about it. And he's like, I don't know how to do that. I'm going to pantomime talking. How can we not? That's funny. That is very, very funny.
It's funny. It's also funny that they got Rappaport to even report on that.
Yes.
That's the funnier side of things.
Well, and so every part about this was very much there was no way this wasn't leaked from the Browns.
Yeah.
Like every part that you read about this screamed, it wasn't an agent. It wasn't, Shedeur himself. It wasn't Deion. It was clear that this was made from the Browns. And I do think that's what's interesting about this is because I think any time the Browns leak any report about Shedeur, it ends up backfiring, even if it's a well-intentioned one like this, which is to tell Shedeur fans, hey, we're going to play your guy at some point this year. Just be patient.
Well, and I'm sure a lot of people think like myself. It's like, yeah, Jimmy Haslam already told us he was going to play this year. Like if you just listen to Jimmy Haslam, we'd have both quarterbacks be playing. I know in the past couple weeks, though, I became a little bit more hesitant to the idea that he actually would see the field because there just became a part of me that wondered if they were just going to. I honestly didn't know that they move away from Flacco as early as they did, even though I kept telling everyone after 4 weeks is when they had to actually figure that out. I just didn't know that they'd actually do it. It's what I would do. I was surprised they actually did it. But with this, the part that got me was in this report. Rap Sheet talks about how his development is happening every day, and while we had a long way to go upon arriving as a fifth-round draft pick from Colorado, Sanders has worked and he's learned. They're trying to rewrite that initial narrative that was out there that basically Shedeur is wasting everyone's time. Mm-hmm. And the only part that gets me a little angry is that you took a quarterback in the 5th round. You're going to tell everyone that he's just a 5th round quarterback, and you're going to then try to get all the credit for how he looks once he plays. That's the part that bothers me the most. It's a sleight of hand that I knew was coming from a million miles away, and it's going to paint them to be the savior of this quarterback that didn't actually need saving.
Exactly. They are now trying to change that narrative that Shedeur Sanders is getting better, that Shedeur Sanders is going to move up on the depth chart, that Shedeur Sanders is coming along because they see it. They know that they have to play him because the fans are calling for it. And Kevin Stefanski is going to use Shedeur Sanders to try and save his job. It's just that simple. There's no one in that quarterback room that is capable of making the plays that Shedeur Sanders can make. And Kevin Stefanski knows it. And now that seat is getting hot, he's going to have to pull out his secret weapon that is not so secret. He's going to have to use Shedeur Sanders and put him in the game simply because Shedeur is the best option. And the fans will begin to fill that stadium back up. And Shedeur is the only one that can make your receivers better. Dylan Gabriel can't. Dinkin and Duncan can't. Kevin Stefanski knows his offense is still limited with Dylan Gabriel. And there's not much he can do about it because Dylan Gabriel doesn't really play the way Kevin Stefanski needs him to play. The Dinkin and Duncan, yes, that's wonderful. But you have to be able to go downfield. And they don't trust Dylan Gabriel to be able to do that. But it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Leave your comments in the comment section. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know how we get down. Do not forget to do your boy a solid and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and leave your comments in the comment section and turn your post notification bell on. You know what I'm saying? Jump in that member section because we got members only videos coming soon. We're getting that section back jumping. So get on in the member section. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. What do y'all think? They gonna change him And in a minute, somebody is gonna come for Joe Flacco. It's either the Bengals, the Ravens are not coming to get him. It's either the Bengals, the Steelers, or the Saints. One of those three teams are going to come for Joe Flacco now that he's on the bench because they need a veteran quarterback. I don't know why they would come for Joe Flacco, but right now, Joe Flacco is a better option than those guys in New York. But Joe Flacco will be traded in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So get ready for that. And they'll probably get a 5th or a 6th round pick for Joe Flacco. And Shedeur will, by default, move up to QB2. But let's go. I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all be easy. We're going to get out of here. We got a Coach Prime interviews are today, so I'll be on that. My son has a football game tonight and a football game tomorrow and a football game on Saturday and the flag football on Friday. So that's why y'all haven't seen a lot from me right now because I'm kind of busy as hell. But we're going to get some dropped today. I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm out of here. Peace. Y'all be easy.